What's going on, everybody? Let's talk about some wrestling. So everybody know by now, of course, because I'm a little bit late making this video, that Raw had their debut on Netflix. And I gotta say, this was a horrible debut. And so hear me out before anybody start jumping down my throat, because a lot of people might have loved it. You may have loved it, and it's perfectly fine. But I want to give you some reasons why I really think that Triple H, WWE, really fumbled the ball when it came to this Netflix debut. Number one, I'm a wrestling fan. You may be a wrestling fan if you're watching this, so you're gonna watch it because they blew it up and it was the debut on Netflix as a wrestling fan. But also, now that it's on Netflix, so many people that don't watch wrestling was going to tune in and check out the product. So if they tune in not knowing what's going on in the current wrestler, I ain't watched wrestling in a while, let me try it out. So they turned and they watched 3 hours and what was it, like 4 matches. Do you really think they're going to come back next Monday? They're not, because they didn't do anything to grab the people to come back next week. They should have had a full-fledged show. It doesn't matter about the storylines. People not knowing the storylines, they should have had a full-fledged show with New Day getting booed and going to stuff that they're going through. Gunther, who is the champion of the brand, Gunther didn't appear, nor did he have a match. That makes no sense. There was so from Judgment Day, like they should have had all the people that stars on Monday nights do something. And this show should have been a banger, banger, banger. So then people who used to watch wrestling a long time ago, they would have seen it. They would have been like, "Oh my God, I gotta come back! I gotta come back! I'm gonna watch it again next week." There was nothing about this show to make somebody want to come back next week. The matches that they had were decent. None of the matches was bad. But at the same time, what did they really matter to the Raw brand? Even having Solo Sikoa and Roman have that match there, I guess that looks good on paper. And yeah, people like Roman. But what did they have to do with Raw? And that match really was pointless because he won. Okay, now what? Like most of the Bloodline matches just seem to be now what? But let's back up. Start of the show, Triple H has a little intro, he's narrating, then Triple H comes out again. It's a little bit too much Triple H in my opinion, but it's fine, it's the game, whatever. Then The Rock comes out and he talks. It was just way too much talking. But my problem with The Rock coming out is, the last time we seen The Rock was a heel. So The Rock comes out pretty much, shaking hand, kissing babies. He's doing the politician thing, looking like, like he tried to do the first time before the fans flipped on him and then made him go heel. But all the stuff that The Rock did as a fan, now we're not talking about the casuals. As fans, or we just supposed to forget about all that stuff that he did. Then he shouts out Cody Rose, and Cody Rose is looking like a simp, like he always looks like, because this dude beat you down. Damn, didn't he spit on him at one point in time? Beat you down in front of your mama, beating you with a belt. Mama Rose this, Mama Rose that. He disrespected you more than probably anybody has done. And you just get that shout out and it's like, okay, and then y'all hug it out and y'all cool now. Ain't no way in the hell. Like, that makes Cody, I know wrestling is supposed to be wrestling now and they don't really keep up the stuff outside, but that's where they're messing up at, because we're people who watch wrestling, we're invested and we want storylines to be storylines. It doesn't make no sense for y'all to be cool now after all the stuff that he did you. It's not even really cool for him to be cool with Roman. I mean, KO is the only person that's really kind of keeping it where it makes sense, even though KO not going after Sammy. But that's a whole nother topic. But that just made Cody look weak to me. Like, how are you cool with that? Like, first of all, Cody, just for that little bit, it just was pointless. Like, that was another bag that they dropped. Again, the matches themselves, they were good. But like, again, you wanted to grab the people when you could grab them. Then you guys have the nerve to bring out Hulk Hogan. Poor little Hulk Hogan got booed out of the building, as everybody knows. But a lot of people think that Hulk Hogan got booed because he supported Trump. That ain't got nothing to do with it, because The Undertaker came out and The Undertaker endorsed and supported Trump. Hogan got booed because people have been tired of Hogan. Hogan got booed way back in Tampa when they had WrestleMania. Then they tried to bring Titus O'Neil. They tried to put him aside a black man, and they thought that was going to work. Go back and watch that when Titus talks. People cheers. When Hogan talked, people booed. Like, people are, they know Hogan is a racist. Hogan has too much stuff is coming about that. Hogan had destroyed so many careers. There's so many things that have come up about Hogan that people are just, they're done. Hulkamania is dead. So the crazy thing about it is, this didn't happen on a SmackDown or Raw that was on the USA Network or whatever. This happened on y'all biggest show on Netflix. And most of the media is talking about that. So again, that is a humongous fail. Whoever sat back there and thought that was a good idea, more people are talking about that than the actual show. Again, which brings back to, you guys were supposed to grab people and you did not. And that's why the show was a failure. I'm not saying it's a failure because of the matches or whatever, but it was a very long show with a lot of talking. John Cena talked for 45 minutes at least. I know because when he started talking, I started playing a video game, and when I came back, he was still talking. He was talking for a very long time, and nothing occurred. Even at the end of the show, when Roman, well, not end of the show, even when Roman won, you thought The Rock was going to continue a storyline and do what we think was going to happen. The Rock ended 2 storylines right there by not doing anything. Again, it doesn't give you nothing to look forward to. If it wasn't for The Rock, last year's WrestleMania wouldn't have been as good because he brought that energy. He's gonna have to do it again this year because WWE once again is not building stories, and they're not building stars. You didn't need The Undertaker. You didn't need Hulk Hogan. You didn't need The Rock. You just needed to put on a great show. Having a couple of legends, okay, cool. But stop relying on the legends to carry your brand. Build your stars you got up. Gunther is a beast. Introduce Gunther to the world who don't know him, from the people watching the first time on Netflix. Now, people might not come back. So my phone keep on going on. People might not come back. So that's why I say Netflix and Raw dropped the bomb. And it was too much glazing over Netflix. We get it. We don't have to hear Netflix. Is that what's going to go on from here on out? Because I'm not going to be watching it. I got to keep on hearing that over and over and over. I really think they dropped the ball. They're not going to fix it. It's too late now. And it's just my humble opinion. But I know I'm not the only one who felt like it just was a good start. Y'all blew it up. Y'all made this like it was a pay-per-view. All the celebrities here and blah, blah, blah. Imagine being a celebrity and you brought your son to see it, and for 3 hours, you only got a couple of matches. Like, no, I needed, if I'm following wrestling, I needed the whole brand. And that's why I think that it was a bust. Let me know in the comments what you guys think.